What's up, guys? Captain Cody Davis back again for another episode of Tight Splice Charters here. And what you guys are going to be watching in this video is me and Kelly fishing the first qualifier of the Roland Martin Marine Center Series tournaments. Any of you guys that have been following my channel for any time at all have seen me and Kelly fish a few of these events, and I think I've fished 2 classics of this series since I've been running my channel. And a lot of you that are watching this probably take place in the event, in these events, I should say. Great, very well ran trail. I think it's the highest paying team trail in the state of Florida. They paid $35,000 for the classic last year for first place. And typically for the qualifiers, they usually pay it's about $6,000 for first on a $200 entry fee. This year they upped them to $250 for the entry fee, and tomorrow we're going to be, I think there's 203 teams participating in this tournament. So huge field, has me kind of nervous, not because of the number of boats and the more competition, but the lake is fishing very small right now with the low water. So it's going to make things very crowded. Me and Kelly have had I guess I'd call it a good practice. Haven't had much time to go out and actually officially practice because Kelly's had work, but he's been able to poke out for a couple hours in the afternoon after work. And when I'm on my off days lately, I've been taking care of this little hellion right here. He looks harmless and quiet, but he's hell on wheels. He's actually finally sleeping right now. But that's little Lake and Jeffrey Davis. So hopefully you guys see him on the channel in the few years to come. But yeah, we're excited to get out there. Like I said, the number of boats is kind of going to shuffle us around a little bit because I think the lake's going to fish smaller than it's been, but the lake's been fishing great this week. Yesterday, I was out on a guide trip in an area that I intended to fish in the tournament. Used yesterday as kind of a practice day, had a repeat customer of mine. Thank you, Nick, for just an awesome day. Had a bunch of fun out there. I think we probably had 50 bites yesterday and had about 27, 28 pounds. Awesome day. And we were on the trailer going home by 12:30. So didn't really beat up on them too bad. Just kind of rolled through there and just got a lot of bites. Didn't really, like I said, didn't really whack on them. Wanted to leave them for the tournament. It's just really going to depend how many people find these fish, and hopefully we're left alone. I think whoever wins the event tomorrow is just going to be able to block out all the surrounding boats and the boat traffic, not let it get to them, and just settle down and fish clean. I think that's what's going to win it. I want to say 25 pounds is going to win it tomorrow, but it would not surprise me at all if someone brought in over 30. And when I say over 30, I mean up higher 30s, 36, 37 pounds. The big bites are out there. People are getting them. So I don't know. Me and Kelly plan on just doing nothing but flipping a jig in the morning, trying to get a big bite. The wind's supposed to blow, which is also going to condense boats and crowd everybody up. And then we're probably going to try and switch over to throwing a chatterbait or something like that once it gets windy. So hopefully we get the big bites. Hopefully we get them in the boat. And while this little dude is sleeping, I guess we're going to go try and get some rest because I got to be there early because the boat ramp is going to be a disaster tomorrow. So I will see you guys tomorrow morning at the boat ramp.
I want to thank all the ladies and gentlemen out here on the water that are servicing everything you've done so we can enjoy the freedoms that we have. For you. 152, got you. Got you on 53, be safe. Got you. 159, 159, 164.
First. Oh my God. Missed it again. Got him. Net. Dude, eating it from the back, hit it 3 times. That's why you're patient.
Huh?
That's why I'm patient with that spook. Just I didn't pull on him, he got it that time.
Maybe that rod behind you.
Dude, I threw in there 10 times with a Senko. He never touched it. I know. About to give me a heart attack.
Right there. He stayed on.
That's why that's why I take my middle hook off my spook. Because they just.
To be honest with you, when he hit you the second time, I started reeling my shit in because I knew you was fixing to catch him.
Yeah.
I started reeling my shit in and getting the net.
It's a good one, dude.
That's why people need to keep on leaving, don't they?
Yep.
Ain't gonna get bitten this shit, didn't I?
Senko in there 20 times. Didn't touch it. Shitload of fish at Blue Hole yesterday on that outside. We didn't catch anything big, but I also wasn't.
There was a shitload of folks there too.
They were all in the back though. They were all in the very back. They weren't on the outside. They may be now. Got it, reeling it in. Oh, big it. Maybe he's not big. Oh, he's in the troll. Oh, shit, hold on. Well, reeling it in, he got it.
Stay in here.
I guess so, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll help. My pole. Yep. Just hit him in the. Come on, Cody.
Anything over 7?
crazy, dude.
Like 20 pounds. Not boring. There's something wrong with you.
Beautiful baby, bro.
Thank you, man.
Boat number.
168.
168, 5 and 5. Bastard.
Gotcha.
New father in the house. New father.
5 and 5.
Cody Davis. Kelly Autry, his wife says, I can't fish, but you can. Bring home the bacon.
That's right.
Now the question is, did you catch some fish? Did you make it worth it? You got it. Yeah. 18.91. Congratulations on the new baby.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, make sure you go there and sign one of the petitions. Help us get Lauren reelected. She's the one fighting for this lake.
Got you, buddy. Thank you for all you do, Raymond.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got two. I'll hold up.
Darren will help you with the bag there real quick.
Okay.
I'd like to know.
Thank you.
Hey, I asked you to go.
Yeah.
Darren can grab his bag.
Hold that bag real quick, bud.
A couple of big ones for me, guys. Nice, look at that. Stand on the side for me.
Donnie Bass, Juan Ruiz. Juan is a
We'll lift them 12 pounders. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my God. You got to really zoom in on mine. Yeah, we'll do it this way. We'll put them in the foreground. And we've got actually.
Thank you.
All right, so
Okay, guys, that's going to wrap it up for that event. I'm going to try and film this as fast as possible because I've got a 3-week-old sleeping next to me who's probably going to wake up here any second screaming for a bottle, so bear with me here. But me and Kelly ended up with just under 19 pounds, and that was only good enough for 30th place. I think it took 17 pounds to make the top 50, and it took 29 pounds to win, 25 pounds was 6th. The weights were crazy. That kind of answers any of the questions you guys might have. It's what's the state of Lake Okeechobee? How is it fishing? Is it going downhill? That was with a 200 boat field on a very low level lake, which means the lake was going to fish a lot smaller, and everyone whacked them. You know, me and Kelly alone probably caught 35, 40 fish, I would say, in horrible conditions that we're going to get to. I don't know another lake in the country that's fishing the way this is right now. I'm surprised there weren't even some bigger weights, but I think the boat pressure is kind of what prevented that from happening. But 20-pound bags, I don't know how many bags over 20 pounds there were, but I think there was 20, which is just awesome. Just had a great day, and it was a great turnout. So good deal there. Me and Kelly had a lot of fun. We fished somewhat clean. I lost 2 or 3 key fish that would have bumped us up. Well, I say it would have bumped us up, but the way I always say it is I hate when people come in and say I lost the winning fish. Not necessarily true, because more times than not, the people ahead of you lost key fish also that would have enhanced their weight. So it all evens out at the end most of the time. You got to fish clean. Great things happen when you fish clean, but it's so hard to fish 100% clean on this lake, just the way we fish in the heavy grass and stuff like that. So lost some key fish, but at the end of the day, had a great time fishing with Kelly. And that kind of brings me to my next little point here. I get asked all the time in the videos and people on the boat about people that are looking to get into tournament fishing, start fishing these small events and stuff. A big thing that's overlooked is get yourself a tournament partner that you gel very well with. That doesn't mean find the best fisherman you can find to be your partner. There are great teams out here, or there have been great teams of 2 great anglers that just don't gel well together and it never works out. Find yourself a partner that you guys work together great and you think alike. You know, and that's something me and Kelly do. You're going to see in this video, or you saw in this video, it's going to appear that I caught more fish than Kelly. It did not end up that way. We caught the same amount of fish. I just lucked up and got the bigger bites and got a few more bigger bites than him. And a big thing of it is, you know, these were my fish. You know, these were fish that I found during the week. Me and him talked back and forth. Kelly found good groups of fish also, but there's a lot of variables when it comes to fishing a big tournament like this. Boat pressure, weather conditions, you know, how many bites you think we're going to be able to get. And we had some of his fish that we were kind of planning on going to if my fish didn't pan out. And it was one of those things we ended up just staying where I was. So with these being my fish, you know, I had spent more time in this area. I had a better understanding as to how these fish were set up, what we needed to be throwing, where the little juicy spots were, the high percentage places. So that's why you see me running the trolling motor a lot with Kelly's boat, and it might have been a reason why I got a few more of the key bites. Now, there's been plenty of other instances where we go to Kelly's fish, whether it's in my boat or his, and a lot if we're in my boat, I let Kelly, you do you. I'm fishing mop up. You know, you're dialed into this. You know where we need to be, when we need to be there, what needs to be there. So that's a good thing, you know, and I think Mark Zona, I've mentioned him a lot in my videos because I think he's a very underrated angler, and any of you that just know him as a commentary guy for the Elite Series, definitely check out his YouTube stuff and listen to his shows. He doesn't get enough credit. But he pointed this out, if your partner is on or dialed, let them go and you just sit back, net the fish, and fish mop up and try to just pick up anything that they happen to miss, because that's kind of what happened. I don't want to say here. I mean, Kelly was catching a bunch of fish, but I just, like I said, I had these fish dialed. And like I said prior, there's many instances where I just let Kelly do his thing. You know, if he finds a group of fish, he calls me, hey man, I got fish for us this weekend. He's the captain. I'm just sitting back, and I think that's really important, you know, not to try and fish against, or both of you try to catch all the fish. If your partner's on and dialed, let them go and you just coast behind them. And the other good thing is, like I said, me and Kelly gel real well together because we think a lot alike. For instance, in the last fish catch, if you heard, after he nets that big one, or the second big one of the day, me and him, or one of us say, you know, I guess we're not leaving. At that moment, we were pulled down, fishing this reed head, and it was literally the last reed head we were gonna fish before we took off, and we were literally gonna run 15 miles the other way. We had about an hour and a half to fish. We thought if we get there, we'll have an hour to finish up and maybe get another big bite or two on some fish Kelly had found. We weren't sure if we should go because of the boat pressure, the conditions were gonna condense a lot of the anglers into certain areas. So we were kind of on the verge, but we were both on the verge of moving at the exact same time. We both kind of we may not know if we should stay or go, but both of us are in that same mindset where, should we stay, should we go, should we stay, should we go? And that fish kind of tuned us in that we should probably stay there. The conditions were getting horrible. We literally had 1.5 foot rollers rolling in on our reed heads, as you guys saw in the video. We were on the tail end of it. Those fish are long gone now. That water's chocolate soup by now, and just a complete mud hole. So we were trying to stick it out as much as we could. And at the end of the day, it was the right choice to stay there. My buddy Benny Townend got 6th place with 25 pounds, and he was right around us all day. So the big ones were there. They were catchable. They were biting. It just really wasn't our day. We missed some key fish and stuff like that, but that's the lesson. Get yourself a partner that you guys just fish a lot alike. Even if you don't fish a lot alike, you know, there's certain things that I do different than Kelly, and Kelly does different than me, and there's certain things that I like to fish that Kelly can't stand, and vice versa, but we make it work. And we never argue about we should be here, we should be there. We work good together. So it's very important when picking a tournament partner. Same thing with the guys who won. You know, Bradley McQueen and Cale Stevens took home the win. Arguably the best team on Lake Okeechobee right now. They kind of can't be stopped. They're just on a tear. They fish very well together, and they always catch big ones. Same thing for the 2nd place team. My good friends Matt and Nick. Pretty crazy. Nick Pointing stayed at my house here for the Toyota Series. He ended up getting 2nd in the Toyota Series here on Lake Okeechobee. Matt stayed with us also, with me also, and their tournament partners. He ended up just getting 2nd at the Toyota event on Santee Cooper, and then they teamed up for this Rollins event, and they got 2nd place with 26.5 pounds this weekend. So they're on a tear. They're fishing good. Momentum is real in this sport. I don't care what anyone says. There's a lot of luck. There's a lot of decision making, but momentum is key, because it just lets you know when you're going with good momentum, you know you're making the right decisions, and you fish with a lot more confidence, which is kind of what me and Kelly dealt with here. You know, I had a good place in a finish in a Bass Busters event the other day. I won the Jimmy McMillan tournament. You start just not double thinking or second guessing yourself with your decisions. So I wouldn't change anything. I really wouldn't have. You know, if I would have landed 2 fish that came off, we would have had 23.5, 24 pounds, and that would have put us right in the thick of things. So it is what it is. Just got to fish cleaner, and yeah, I mean, that's really about it. Key baits, Senko, and then when the water started getting a little muddier, I switched from a Senko style bait to a Gambler burner worm. That little bit of that paddle tail, I think, just gave off a little bit more vibration. It made it a little bit easier for him to find. A spook, that spook bite was crazy. You heard me say that's why I take that middle hook off. That fish wasn't committing to that spook. He was just hitting it out of the water in the middle. I may have landed him with the third hook, but to my opinion, he didn't feel the sharp hooks poking him, and he was knocking it out, and then he finally T-boned it, and I got both trebs in each side of his mouth, which was awesome. What else we caught? We caught him on everything, to be honest with you. Worm, Senko, chatterbait, swim jig, frog, just kind of junk fishing. So fishing slow, fishing methodical, and just really milking everything for all it was worth was kind of the key. And that's about it. So, I don't know. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Wish we could have done a little better, but it is what it is. Always a great time fishing with Kelly. And I look forward to the next one. So I will see you guys here on the next episode of Tight Splice Charters. And I'm see some movement in the little baby taco over here. So I think I'm going to have to give little man a bottle. So I will see you guys on the next one. I appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribe. Give me a call if you're looking to go catch some of these Lake Okeechobee bass. So I appreciate it, guys. See you next time.